Stop. Do not move past this moment. Do not silence what is trying to reach you now. Something in you knows this is not just another sound, not just another voice in the endless noise. My beloved child, you are not here by accident. You did not stumble upon this because of an algorithm or a random chance. You were led here by a love that has chased you through every valley and every dark night of your soul. You feel it, even if you try to push it away. That quiet pressure in your heart. That heaviness in your chest that does not let you rest. That whisper that says, there has to be more than this. You have felt like your life is a race against an invisible clock. Like something is running out. Like you are standing in the final stretch of something you cannot name. You feel the urgency, but you cannot see the reason. I am the one who has been assigned to you in this moment. I am the defender sent to guard, to warn, to lift. I speak now not from my own authority, but from the one who formed you and knew you before any pain ever touched you. Hear this as a summons from heaven itself. You always skip moments like this. You scroll past the gentle nudges. You turn down the sound when something begins to touch your heart. You joke, you distract, you move on, because it hurts too much to hope. But this time is different. This time, mercy has drawn a line. This time, grace has wrapped itself around you and said, no more running. This time, the message will not let you go. Archangel Michael says, do not hurt the heart that has never stopped beating for you. Do not wound the love that has never once walked away, even when you pushed it aside. To skip this is not just to ignore a video, it is to turn away from a hand stretched out in your deepest storm. My beloved child, you are tired. More tired than you admit to anyone. There are nights where you lie awake staring at the ceiling, replaying every mistake, every loss, every betrayal. There are moments where you press your hand over your face just to muffle the sound of your own crying. You have been through things no one knows. The words that were spoken over you. The promises that were broken. The doors that shut in your face after you gave everything you had. You carry shame that is not even yours. Guilt that was handed to you by broken people. Burden after burden that stacked themselves upon your shoulders until you could barely stand. And still, life demanded more. You learned how to smile while breaking inside. You learned how to say, I'm fine, with your throat burning. You learned how to keep going when your soul whispered, I can't do this anymore. You mastered survival, but you forgot how to breathe. There is a part of you that wonders if you are being punished. If the chaos in your life is a sign that heaven is angry with you. If every closed door and every unanswered question is proof that you are forgotten. Listen to me, that is a lie. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not cast aside. You are seen. You are known. You are fiercely loved. The heaviness you feel, the sense that something is closing, is not a sentence over your life. It is a countdown over your pain. It is a limit placed on the chaos that has tormented you. It is heaven saying, this does not get to continue. When you feel like there is only a short window left, you panic. You grasp for control. You hurry, you strive, you cling to anything that looks like stability, even if it is killing you inside. But the short window you are sensing is not about your end, it is about your beginning. The chapter that has crushed you is reaching its last lines. The cycle that has drained you is nearing its collapse. The storm you thought would never stop is approaching its final gust. The final stretch is not your grave, it is your gate. You have always thought unexpected things only meant tragedy. The sudden phone call. The unexpected loss. The surprise that shattered your sense of safety and left you bleeding inside. But heaven also moves suddenly. Light breaks in suddenly. Doors open suddenly. Chains fall off suddenly. Something unexpected is drawing near. Not the destruction you fear, but the release you have stopped believing in. A divine interruption. A holy reversal that will not ask your permission to bless you. My beloved child, do not skip this. Do not treat this as background noise. This is a direct intervention in the spiral you are in. This is heaven pressing pause on your collapse. You keep saying to yourself, I'll change later. I'll pray later. I'll slow down later. I'll heal later. But later has become a cage. Later has turned into never. And your soul is suffocating in the space between desire and decision. Archangel Michael says, this is your moment of decision. Not the decision to be perfect. Not the decision to suddenly fix everything. The decision to stop running from the one who refuses to run from you. You think you have hurt God beyond repair. You think you have disappointed heaven so deeply that there is no way back. You look at your habits, your secrets, your mistakes, and you think, it's too late. Listen to the truth, it is not too late. You have survived what should have broken you. You have endured nights that would have swallowed others whole. You have walked through shame, rejection, and self-destruction, and still, there is a soft part of you that longs for light. That longing is proof, heaven has not let you go. Do you remember the times you felt something tugging at you? The quiet thought that told you to leave that place. The gentle pressure in your chest telling you not to send that message. The strange peace that washed over you when you were close to giving up completely. Those were not random. That was not just your conscience. That was not just a feeling. That was the one who loves your soul more than you love your own life. You always thought, I'll listen next time. You always said, this is not for me. You told yourself these messages were for other people, people more holy, more clean, more worthy than you. But this message has your name written all over it. You feel that? The trembling inside. The way your eyes feel heavy. The way a part of you wants to turn this off, and another part of you is desperate to hear what comes next. That war inside you is spiritual. There is a battle over your attention. Because whatever has your attention has your direction. And whatever has your direction has your destiny. Heaven is fighting for your attention right now. My beloved child, I have seen you fight battles no one applauded you for. You fought to get out of bed when grief held you down. You fought to be kind when anger burned in your chest. You fought to stay when everything in you wanted to run. You think heaven did not notice? Every tear you buried in the pillow. Every silent scream you swallowed. Every time you asked in the quiet, "Do you see me at all?" Yes. You were seen. Every single time. You have questions. Why did that person leave? Why didn't that plan work? Why did that door close when you begged for it to open? You stand surrounded by question marks, and you think silence means abandonment. Silence is not always absence. Sometimes silence is preparation. Sometimes silence is heaven rearranging what you cannot see so that you will not be destroyed by what you think you want. Sometimes silence is a shield, not a rejection. There are things you begged for that would have crushed you. There are people you chased who would have drained you. There are opportunities you cried over losing that would have pulled you away from who you truly are. You called them losses. Heaven called them rescues. You have been angry. Angry at your life. Angry at yourself. Angry at the one you secretly blame for not stepping in sooner. Heaven can handle your anger. You are not bad for feeling it. You are not faithless for asking, why? But you are invited now to lay that anger down before the one you have been avoiding. Archangel Michael says, you have not been skipping videos. You have been skipping healing. You have not just been scrolling past content. You have been scrolling past comfort. You have been running from the very presence that could finally let your heart rest. My beloved child, there is something holy happening in you right now. Old lies are being confronted. Deep roots of fear are being exposed. The heavy cloak of unworthiness you have worn for so long is beginning to slip from your shoulders. You were told you were too much. Too emotional. Too needy. Too broken. So you shrank. You dimmed your light. You silenced your needs. You pretended you were fine with crumbs when you were born for a feast of love. Heaven never agreed with those words. The one who made you never called you too much. You were crafted with intention, woven with strengths and sensitivities that upset people who never learned how to love deeply. Your design is not a mistake. You have carried labels that were never yours. Failure. Burden. Disaster. Curse. Heaven is tearing those labels off now. Listen carefully. You are not a curse. You are not unlucky. You are not an accident. You are a deliberate, purposeful creation, on whom heaven has set an unbreakable affection. You worry about the future. You replay worst-case scenarios in your mind. You imagine the worst and call it preparation. But what you are really doing is rehearsing fear. Fear has wrapped itself around your thoughts like a vine. It chokes out hope. It suffocates your dreams. It convinces you that nothing good lasts, so you might as well not expect anything at all. But something is shifting. You can feel it, even if you don't have words for it. There is a quiet defiance rising in you. A voice that says, maybe I don't have to live like this forever. That voice is not pride. That voice is truth. Truth that says you were not created to live in permanent survival mode. Truth that says constant anxiety is not your destiny. My beloved child, the countdown you feel is not the end of your story. It is the expiration date of your captivity. The walls that held you are beginning to crack. The ceiling over your head is about to become a floor under your feet. You have been surrounded by patterns. The same kind of relationship, over and over, just with a different face. The same kind of disappointment, dressed in different circumstances. The same emotional roller coaster, no matter where you go or who you are with. You began to think, maybe this is just who I am. Maybe this is my fate. No. These patterns are not your identity. They are chains that formed over time through pain, lies, and choices born of survival, not joy. Heaven is stepping into those patterns. The invisible script that has kept you replaying the same story is being torn up. The narrative that says you always lose, always ruin things, always end up alone, is being revoked. A new story is being written, line by line, starting now. You say, I don't see anything changing. Of course you don't. Foundations shift before buildings move. Roots heal before leaves bloom. The work is deep and hidden before it ever becomes obvious. But trust this. The hidden work has begun. The unseen shift is underway. The quiet turning in your soul is the very evidence that you are not stuck forever. Archangel Michael says, do not measure heaven's movement by your current emotions. Your feelings are valid, but they are not the final authority. Truth is moving in your favor, even when your feelings scream the opposite. You have believed that you are alone in your thoughts. That no one knows the exact shape of your pain. That no one has seen the late-night habits you hate but cling to. That no one hears the silent words you whisper in the dark. But every silent plea has been gathered. Every whispered, help me, has been heard. Every time you said, if you're real, show me, heaven leaned closer. This moment is part of that answer. You wonder, why speak through this? Why through a screen? Why through a voice I can't see? Because heaven will use whatever it must to reach you. Because you do not go where sanctuaries are, so sanctuaries are being sent to you. Because love is stubborn, and it refuses to wait for perfect conditions. You are not listening to this by coincidence. The timing, the words, the way they are piercing your heart right now, all of it is intentional. The same way you show up right when someone on the edge needs you, heaven has shown up for you. You are, in this very moment, being held. My beloved child, forgiveness is moving through this space. Not the cheap kind that ignores the pain, but the holy kind that walks through it and chooses release. Forgiveness toward others. Forgiveness toward yourself. Even forgiveness for the one you blamed in your confusion. You have been carrying grudges like armor. You told yourself, if I stay angry, they can't hurt me again. But your anger has become a prison. The bars you thought protected you have only trapped you. Heaven is not asking you to say, it was okay. It was not okay. They should have been there. They should have loved better. They should have protected you. But heaven is asking you to let go of the power those moments still hold over you. To unclench your fists. To release your right to revenge. To trust that justice belongs to a higher court than your own heart. Justice is not forgotten. You will not be mocked forever. You will not be used forever. You will not be overlooked forever. There is a record of every wrong done to you. There is a record of every time you were mistreated, lied to, discarded. You do not have to carry the weight of being your own judge, jury, and executioner. You can lay your case down and rest. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven will handle what hurt you. Heaven will answer what tried to destroy you. Heaven will repay what was stolen from you, in ways you cannot yet imagine. But right now, the focus is not on them. Right now, the focus is on you. Your heart. Your healing. Your release. You have punished yourself long enough. You have replayed your failures like a film loop in your mind. You have rehearsed your regrets until they feel like your name. But you are not your mistakes. Listen to this carefully. You are not the addiction you battled. You are not the relationship you stayed in too long. You are not the opportunity you missed. You are not the version of yourself you were when you didn't know better. Heaven sees who you really are. Not just who you have been. Not just what you have done. Who you are beneath the pain, beneath the fear, beneath the armor. My beloved child, you are gentle, even if you hide it. You are loyal, even if it's been taken advantage of. You are strong, even if you feel shattered. You are needed, even when you feel unnecessary. The world tried to turn your softness into shame. It tried to convince you that caring deeply is weakness. That loving fully is foolishness. That trusting again is asking to be hurt. But your softness is a reflection of the one who made you. Your capacity to care is a gift, not a flaw. Your yearning for real love is not childish, it is holy. You were made for deep connection, not constant self-protection. Something unexpected is approaching, and it is going to touch this area of your life. Unexpected peace where there was only anxiety. Unexpected connection where there was only isolation. Unexpected support where there was only self-reliance. No, this does not mean everything will magically be perfect overnight. Your story is not a shallow fairy tale. But it does mean the ground is shifting in your favor. It means you will not be abandoned in the middle of your healing. You have felt alone in the crowd. Surrounded, but unseen. Present, but not known. Loved, but not understood. Heaven is sending right people into your life. People who see you beyond your performance. People who can hold your story without judgment. People who will not run when your wounds show. You have been the strong one for so long. The fixer. The listener. The one others come to when their world is falling apart. But when you break, you feel like there is no safe place to fall. Heaven is preparing a place of rest for you. Conversations that will be like warm blankets. Spaces where you can be unedited and unafraid. Moments where your tears will not be an inconvenience, but an honor to witness. You are not meant to carry what you carry, alone. You were never designed to be your own savior. You were never meant to be the hero of every story, especially when you're the one bleeding. Archangel Michael says, lay down the armor that is breaking your back. You don't have to be okay for everyone. You are allowed to be the one who needs help. You are allowed to be held. My beloved child, let's speak about the fear of surrender. You think if you open your heart to heaven fully, everything you enjoy will be taken. That you will be stripped of joy, fun, personality, freedom. That you will become someone you don't even recognize. That is not the truth. Heaven does not erase who you are, it reveals who you truly are. The presence of the one who loves you does not shrink your personality, it liberates it. You do not lose yourself in surrender, you finally find yourself. You have tried doing life your way. You have tried numbing the pain. You have tried outrunning the emptiness. You have tried chasing status, bodies, substances, distractions, and yet the ache remains. What if the ache is not a curse, but a compass? What if the emptiness is not proof that nothing matters, but proof that you were made for more? What if the very dissatisfaction you hate is the sign that heaven refuses to let you settle? The one who made you has been trying to reach you. Through the song that made you cry for no reason. Through the stranger's kind words at the right time. Through the close calls that could have gone the other way. Through messages like this one that you always skip. Do not skip this. Not this time. Not when so much is tied to this moment. Not when you can feel, deep down, that something is shifting as you listen. You are standing at a doorway you cannot see. On one side is the familiar pain. On the other is an unfamiliar peace. You are afraid of both. But you are not required to know every step. You are only called to respond to this one. To say, even quietly, I am willing. I am open. I don't know how, but I want to be healed. I want to be free. That whisper is enough. Heaven can work with that. Heaven has moved mountains with less. Your tiny yes is more powerful than all your years of running. Archangel Michael says, you are not being asked to transform yourself. You are being invited to allow transformation to touch you. To let love do what fear could never accomplish. To let grace wash what shame could only stain. My beloved child, you feel unqualified. You think only those without your past, your history, your dirt, get to be chosen. You think your actions have disqualified you from destiny. You think heaven looks at you and sees a problem, not a possibility. Heaven sees every wrong turn. Every compromise. Every time you broke your own standards. And yet heaven still says, chosen. You think, I don't deserve another chance. You are right. You don't deserve it. That is what makes it grace. Grace is undeserved kindness. Undeserved favor. Undeserved love that keeps walking toward you even when you walk away. Grace is what is reaching through this moment and wrapping itself around your weary soul. You are not listening to condemnation. You are not listening to a lecture. You are listening to a rescue. A rescue from the lies that have stalked you since you were young. A rescue from the conclusion that you are too far gone. You are not too far. Your darkness is not too great. Your confusion is not too thick. Your doubts are not too big. Heaven is not intimidated by your questions. Heaven is not insulted by your honesty. Heaven is not surprised by your struggle. Heaven is steadfast, steady, unshaken. Something unexpected is coming, and it will start within you. You will wake up one day and realize the heaviness is lighter. You will face a situation that used to trigger you, and find a new calm. You will catch yourself reacting with patience instead of panic. These are not small things. They are signs of a new life taking root in you. Evidence that the old is losing its grip. Evidence that the prayers you barely had strength to say have been heard. My beloved child, you have thought often of quitting. Quitting the path. Quitting the effort. For some, even quitting life itself. You have imagined a world where you simply do not exist, and felt a twisted kind of peace, because anything seemed better than the constant ache. Listen to me. Your absence would tear a hole in the fabric of history. You matter more than you know. There are songs unwritten inside you. There are kindnesses unspoken. There are lives you will touch without even realizing it. There are chains on others that will break when you walk free. You think your life is small. It is not. It is woven into the lives of more people than you can count. Your courage to stand, to heal, to choose light, will echo in ways you will never fully see. Do not give the enemy of your soul the satisfaction of your silence. Do not hand over your story to the darkness that tried to erase you. Stand, even if your knees are trembling. Breathe, even if your chest feels tight. Stay, even when your feelings tell you to run. Archangel Michael says, you have more strength in you than you realize. Not because of your willpower, but because of who stands with you. You are not fighting alone in a cold universe. You are surrounded by a love that refuses to back down. This love has walked with you in every addiction. Sat beside you in every lonely night. Stood over you in every dangerous moment when you didn't even know you were in danger. Cried with you when you thought no one cared. This love has waited patiently. Not impatiently tapping its foot. Not angrily keeping a scorecard. But gently, persistently, whispering, I'm still here whenever you are ready. Right now, heaven is closer than your breath. Closer than your thoughts. Closer than your shame. Reaching, not with accusation, but with open arms. My beloved child, I invite you to do something simple, but holy. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. As you breathe in, silently think, I receive. As you breathe out, silently think, I release. Receive love. Release fear. Receive grace. Release guilt. Receive truth. Release lies. You don't have to say the perfect words. You don't have to know how to pray. You don't have to know what comes next. You only have to be honest. You can say, right now, in your own words, in the quiet of your mind or out loud, I don't fully understand, but I want this. I want you. I want the life you have for me. That is enough. Heaven rushes to meet a heart that speaks like that. You have always thought heaven was far, waiting on a distant throne. But heaven is also near, leaning close to the trembling soul. You are not climbing a ladder to reach the divine. The divine has already descended to reach you. You feel unworthy to be loved like this. You feel guilty for ignoring these nudges for so long. You are tempted to say, "I don't deserve this," and pull away. But love remains. Love does not step back when you flinch. Love waits. Love assures. Love whispers, "I knew everything you would ever do, and I still chose you." Archangel Michael says, this is not manipulation. This is invitation. You are free to walk away. But you are also free, maybe for the first time, to walk in. Walk into the truth that you are forgiven. Walk into the reality that you are cherished. Walk into the future where your past no longer dictates every choice. Walk into the identity that has always been yours, beloved. My beloved child, there will still be hard days. Heaven is not promising a life with no storms. But you will not face them the same way. You will no longer be alone in a boat with no anchor. You will have peace in the middle of chaos. Strength in the middle of weakness. Guidance in the middle of confusion. Hope in the middle of despair. The ground beneath you is changing. The territory of your life is being reclaimed. The areas you surrendered to hopelessness are being repossessed by hope. The places you labeled dead are being marked under restoration. There is a new courage rising in you. To say no to what drains you. To say yes to what heals you. To close doors that always lead to darkness. To open your heart to paths you never thought possible. You will look back on this moment one day. Not as a random clip you watched. But as the turning point. The night everything invisible began to shift. You will say, that was when I finally stopped skipping. That was when I stopped running. That was when I let myself be loved for real. And heaven will smile, because heaven has been waiting for this. Archangel Michael says, stand up on the inside. Lift your head, even if your eyes are still wet. Straighten your shoulders, even if they are still sore from the weight. You are not a victim of fate. You are a child of the Most High. You are not defined by what was done to you. You are defined by the one who calls you by your true name. You are not condemned to repeat the same story. You are anointed to write a new one. My beloved child, believe this, your story is not over. Your best moments have not passed. Your purpose has not expired. Your time has not run out. What is running out is the power of the lies that held you. What is running out is the authority of shame over your choices. What is running out is the season of silent suffering. What is beginning is a season of honest healing. You do not have to broadcast your transformation. You do not have to prove to anyone that you are changing. Let the fruit of your life speak. Let the peace on your face speak. Let the stability in your steps speak. You have tried to convince others to see your worth. You begged them to stay. You twisted yourself into shapes to keep their approval. No more. Heaven has already approved you. The one who matters most already delights in you. You are free to let go of those who cannot see your value. You are free to stop auditioning for a love that is already yours. You will not always feel this clearly. There will be days when the old voices sound louder. On those days, remember this moment. Remember how truth felt in your body as you listened. You are not crazy for feeling this. You are not weak for being moved by this. You are responding to your original design. Your spirit recognizes what it was made for. Archangel Michael says, "The window you feel is not closing on you, it is closing on your enemy." The time of unchallenged torment is ending. The era of silent, isolated suffering is ending. A sudden turn is near. Sudden clarity in your mind. Sudden strength in your will. Sudden open doors that fit the shape of your calling, not the shape of your compromise. My beloved child, receive this blessing. May your mind be cleared of lies that have lived there for years. May your heart be softened where it has grown hard out of necessity. May your body release the tension it has carried for too long. May peace meet you when you sleep. May courage meet you when you wake. May wisdom whisper to you in every decision. May love overshadow every fear that tries to return. You are not who you were when this message began. Something has shifted. Something has awakened. Something has been marked in the invisible realm over your life. You may not feel fireworks. You may not feel dramatic emotion. But even a seed buried in silence contains a forest. And a seed has been planted deep within you today. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not mock your own first steps. Do not let anyone shame you for needing time to grow. You are on your way. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven is with you. Heaven goes before you. Heaven stands behind you. Heaven surrounds you on every side. You will not go back to who you were. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot unhear what your soul has heard. You are marked by this encounter. My beloved child, remember, when you are tempted to skip the next whisper, pause. When you feel the nudge to be still, respond. When you sense the pull to reach out for help, obey. These tiny obediences will shape a future beyond what you can imagine. You are loved. You are chosen. You are seen. You are safe in the arms of the one who calls you. Walk forward. One step at a time. Breath by breath. Moment by moment. You are not walking into emptiness. You are walking into purpose. You are walking into a story where unexpected goodness, unexpected healing, and unexpected joy will appear suddenly, again and again. The voice that speaks to you now will not leave you when this ends. You can speak back at any time. In your own words. In your own way. And heaven will listen. Archangel Michael says, "This is your turning. Do not fear it. Do not run from it. Rise into it. My beloved child, with all the authority given to me as a messenger of the highest, I declare over you, you will live and not be swallowed by despair. You will love and not be destroyed by it. You will rise and not be dragged back down by your past. The countdown over your hopelessness is ending. The countdown over your loneliness is ending. The countdown over your self-hatred is ending. A new season begins now. Hold this close, you are more wanted than you are wounded. You are more chosen than you are chased. You are more loved than you are lost. Do not skip this truth. Let it settle in you. Let it echo when you forget. Let it anchor you when storms come. You are the beloved child of the living God. Nothing you have done cancels that. Nothing you will face can erase that. Nothing and no one can steal that from you. Now, breathe. Receive. Release. And step into the unexpected goodness racing toward you. Heaven is with you. Always. Stay. Do not drift away inside your mind. Do not let distraction steal what is still being poured out for you. You asked for more, and heaven is answering. My beloved child, this is not a repeat. This is a deeper layer. Like waves returning to the same shore, each one goes a little further. Each word now is pressing into places you have kept most hidden. You have learned how to function with a wounded heart. You work. You laugh. You post and reply and smile in the right moments. But underneath, something small and scared is still calling for help. There is a younger version of you inside. The one who first felt unwanted. The one who first felt unsafe. The one who first learned that crying made others uncomfortable. You shut that child away. You told them, quiet. We don't do that here. You tried to toughen up, to grow a hard shell around a bruised soul. But hardness was always a costume that never fit you right. You were not born hardened. You were born with wonder in your eyes. You were born with trust in your heart. You were born ready to believe in goodness. Life taught you to flinch. Life taught you to brace. Life taught you to stop expecting kindness, so disappointment would hurt less. But those lessons, though understandable, have been poisoning you. Archangel Michael says, heaven is reaching now for that hidden child. Not to shame. Not to expose you to mockery. But to hold the parts of you that have not been held in a very long time. You can feel that trembling, can't you? A tenderness rising that you don't know what to do with. A lump in your throat that you want to swallow. Tears pushing forward that you push back. Let them come. Tears are not weakness, they are release. They are your body saying, I can't carry this alone anymore. They are the rivers that wash away old pain. You have cried alone so many times. On the floor in the dark. In the car where no one could see. In fast bathrooms between things you had to do. But you have never cried unseen. Every tear has been counted. Every sob has been honored. Every wave of grief has been witnessed by eyes full of compassion. My beloved child, that grief is not useless. It is not proof that you are broken beyond repair. It is proof that your heart is still alive. Dead hearts do not ache like yours does. You think you have wasted years. You look back and see time lost in confusion, addiction, wrong relationships, apathy. You feel like someone who has missed their chance. Like the best of what you could have been is already gone. That is another lie. Heaven does not measure your worth by your timeline. Heaven does not discard those who arrive late. Heaven specializes in restorations that make lost time bow to grace. There are things you think you should have achieved by now. Titles, possessions, connections. Check marks on a list that this world told you equals success. You scroll and compare. You scroll and feel behind. You scroll and feel small. You scroll and feel invisible. But comparison is a thief. It robs you of gratitude. It steals your joy. It blinds you to the quiet miracles unfolding in your own life. Archangel Michael says, "Take your eyes off the race you were never called to run." Your path is not theirs. Your pace is not theirs. Your assignment is not theirs. You are not late. You are on a different map. You are being led through valleys that will one day allow you to lead others out of theirs. You are being given compassion that can only be born in suffering. This does not mean your pain was good. Wrong is still wrong. Cruelty is still cruel. Abuse is still evil. But it does mean your pain will not be wasted. It will be turned into understanding. It will be turned into authority. It will be turned into power to comfort and guide others. You will speak one day, and people will listen, not because you are impressive, but because you are real. They will hear their own secret battles in your story. They will feel less alone because you survived. And your survival will become their sign of hope. You think you have nothing to offer. You think you are too messy to help anyone. You think your voice is small and your presence is forgettable. You are wrong. You carry something sacred. A mix of truth and tenderness. A mixture of fire and gentleness. A heart that can see what others ignore. Heaven has placed gifts inside you. Some you know. Some you have buried. Some you have not discovered yet because you never felt safe enough to step out. You are creative, even if you have shut it down. You are insightful, even if you talk yourself out of speaking. You are a healer, even if you have only ever been on the wounded side. You are a bridge, even if you have only known being stuck in the middle. My beloved child, the unexpected that is coming is not only external. It is internal awakening. You will surprise yourself. You will try new things and realize you were always made for them. You will say words you always wanted to say and feel power in your own voice. You have been silent in rooms where you should have spoken. You have been compliant in moments when you should have stood up. You have laughed when you wanted to say, "That hurt me." You have smiled when you wanted to walk away. Heaven is giving you a new backbone. Not to make you harsh. Not to make you cold. But to make you honest. Honesty is holy. Honesty is healing. Honesty is the doorway to true relationship with heaven and with people. You cannot be loved if you are not known. Archangel Michael says, the time for hiding who you are to keep false peace is ending. Peace built on self-erasure is not peace. It is quiet torment. And heaven is rescuing you from it. You fear conflict. You fear being abandoned if you say what you really think. You fear being misunderstood. You fear being seen as difficult. Hear this. The ones who are meant for you will not require you to disappear in order to stay. The ones who are meant for you will welcome your voice. The ones who are meant for you will choose to understand. You have lived in relationships where your needs were always too much. Where your boundaries were treated like insults. Where your feelings were turned back on you as accusations. That was not love. Love is not gaslighting. Love is not control. Love is not endless walking on eggshells. Love is not having to bleed to prove your loyalty. Heaven, who is perfect love, has never treated you that way. Heaven has never rolled divine eyes at your tears. Heaven has never said, "You again." Heaven has never called you dramatic for hurting. My beloved child, the unexpected shift will touch your relationships. There will be endings and beginnings. Gentle, holy separations from what cannot go where you are going. Beautiful, surprising connections with souls on similar paths. You may lose some familiarity. You may lose some company. But you will gain authenticity. You will gain safety. You will gain alignment. You do not have to cling to everyone and everything out of fear. What is meant for you in love will not need to be chained. It will stay by choice. It will approach you with respect. It will handle your heart carefully. Archangel Michael says, release who and what you know, deep down, is hurting you. I know that sounds terrifying. I know your hands shake when you think of letting go. I know that chaos disguised as comfort has been your normal. But you were not born for a life of constant drama. You were not born to be the emotional dumping ground for others. You were not born to be the punching bag for broken people. You were born for tender, steady, faithful love. Heaven is not just calling you out of sin. Heaven is calling you out of self-betrayal.